It is Wednesday, May 6th, Buffalo Sabres and Montreal Canadiens, game day in the United States and Canada, and this is a show called What Chaos from the Sports Interaction Studio in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is David Bean. I sit beside the delightfully wicked Pete Blackburn, and holding it down in the city of hosting tonight's game is Sean DePaz. How you doing, Pete?
Hello, I'm doing... didn't even have time to answer. I'm doing better than I was last night around 7:30. I'll say that. I've had time to process. Sean, how are you doing? How are you feeling about the big game?
I've been last night was good for distracting me because I haven't honestly thought about it too much leading up to it. But I'm nervous. I'll say that. I have no idea what to expect other than it's probably going to be chaotic.
It sure is. Pete, tell the folks what's on the show today.
Today on the show. Oh, hello. Today on the show. Happy Austin. You got what you wanted, pal. I don't know if Austin Matthews got what he wanted, but the Maple Leafs got what they wanted. That is the number one overall pick. The Avalanche are cruising. Fucking paint my reindeer and call me a goblin. That team still undefeated. Steve Dangle is going to join the show to discuss the Leafs lottery win, maybe even the overall kind of temperature and status of the Leafs. It's been a weird 48 hours for that team. Can't wait to talk to our guy, Steve. It's been a while since he's been on the show. And then finally, Sean versus Montreal.
Yes, because Sean has said he's going to be a hater to the oath degree, which is further than the nth degree. You are busting out all of your worst energy. We are going to be in Montreal later in the series, but we're going to talk a little bit about that series, talk about that Sabres power play that just went 1 for 24 and needs to score goals, talk about Lindy Ruff being a bit of a joker this morning. Huge fan of his behavior. A lot of stuff. We're also going to hit PWHL getting expansion in Detroit. Thank you, Kid Rock. Hashtag thank you, Kid Rock. And the Barrie Colts just being embarrassing.
Do we want to talk at all about the Canucks and Jim Rutherford just seemingly optically rage quitting his job after losing the lottery? I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but I'm choosing to believe.
Yeah, we'll get into the teams that got screwed by the lottery for sure. Okay. We've got some fun images from our friends in Calgary because the Flames, I feel the worst for. But let's get into the team that won the draft lottery, and that would be the Toronto Maple Leafs with an 8.5% chance of getting the first overall pick or a 52% chance of not having a first round pick at all. They won the draft lottery.
Yeah, it's the swing that kills you, man. It's the swing that, we were ready to celebrate the absolute misery continuing for that team. It's been, I would say, a downhill slide for months at this point, but especially kind of hit its apex this week with the press conference with Chayka. It seemed like everything was really rolling downhill for that team. It felt like they were going to lose their first round pick. Instead, not only do they keep it, they get number one overall. Just a lifeline thrown to that team. And I would say probably the one team that deserved it the least.
I don't know about that because I saw some no one deserved it more and I saw some no one deserved it least discourse. What I can say is no one outside of Toronto wanted you to win that shit. And especially in Boston, Pete's a Bruins fan, obviously. I root for madness in this case because I'm not a fan of either team, but I wanted Boston to get that pick. I thought it was just too funny, too fun. The Leafs are going to be a topic of conversation anyway, so if they're going to be, I want it to be an interesting topic of conversation. Obviously, getting the first overall pick is very interesting, but the what are you going to do with Austin Matthews and the Chayka of it all was enough for me. If you somehow missed it, here is our feed last night when we were watching the final ball be pulled.
Don't you fucking do it. Do not give me a 12. No! No!
Oh, yeah!
No!
Holy shit. Come on!
That is some bullshit.
Oh, yeah! I am
Fuck
in
you!
misery.
Fuck you!
Oh, yeah!
You stupid son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah!
Incredible. That was making the rounds. I saw that Daily Faceoff put together like a roundup of all the reactions. We were before anything in Toronto or anything. Like we kicked it off.
Opened up the clip.
I did see that like a lot of the Leafs guys from DFO, like Zach, Dave Pagnotta, Jay Rosehill, our guy Nick Alberga, they had like some sort of like weird malfunction or something. The chat was ahead of them, and so they kind of like missed the moment as it happened and then caught up. So that was tough. But me saying like don't be a 12 and then it immediately coming up 12. Just a devastating
Yes.
turn of events.
Also, are you reading the chat? Are you seeing people say the misery sound effects made this? This is good.
Oh yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Okay.
I mean, you were right on it, nailed it. I absolutely think that the misery made it so much funnier.
You complained about the sound effects yesterday, and the rest of the stream, I was like, you ungrateful motherfucker.
I complained about one sound effect, which was the Tessie being attached to the Bruins.
Let's not get into specifics, Pete.
I complained about one, and I said, all right, rein it in, when you used a famous Red Sox song to say, that's the Bruins song.
Yeah, fair enough. I actually forgot about that. I forgot that is why you said. I thought that you were like, you know what? The soundboard's
Enough
getting
of
more
the
attention than
soundboard.
I am, so like,
No,
let's not
that
do
is-
the soundboard. Let's not do the thing that everybody loves. And I was like, you fucking dude, you're on the funniest, coolest show imaginable. This is this is the best thing in the world. We're fucking billionaires off this thing. Hand up. I forgot it was about Tessie.
Yeah, that's absolutely not what happened.
I might keep it going. I'm glad I aired that though, because I was gonna stay mad at you for like a week. So hand up, you're good. I apologize.
Yeah, the reason I say that the Leafs deserved it less than anybody else on the board is because they tried to be good this year and they failed fucking miserably. And the attachment of like if they had fallen outside of the top 5, they would have lost the pick. And they've missed the playoffs twice in the past 10 years. And both times they've ended up with the first overall pick.
Yeah, we said on that stream, like, hey, if it's rigged, who would it end up be? Who would they give it to? And first name we said was Leafs. Also threw in the Rangers. Said like sneakily you could rig it for the Blackhawks without there being any sort of suspicion that could be thrown on you because the Blackhawks had the second best odds. But Leafs were the most riggy of the teams. So we put out the clip being like the clip of us being like, they could rig it for the Leafs. Leafs end up winning. And someone commented, they were like, the Leafs only have won the lottery 3 times. So it's not rigged. That's kind of a lot. Yeah. And as you said, Pete, the last 2 times they've missed the playoffs, they've won the first overall pick. So like I didn't seriously think it was rigged, but you want to drag me into that conversation? That like we live for shit like that.
And like let's be honest here. Let's be real. Whenever somebody says that the draft is rigged, it's because the result is interesting and the market in which the player is going to is an important market for the league. So let's get that out of the way. McKenna going to Toronto absolutely is fascinating and interesting. And I think as a Bruins fan, I'm absolutely going to love leaning into him being a villain. And I think that he is capable of being a villain for this league and being a heel. He punches guys in the face at bars. I think that was good behavior like 3 months ago. Now I'm not so sure. I'm wondering whether or not he should really commit to his education. College, getting a degree is really important. Maybe stay at Penn State for the whole 4 years.
I did see Young Gritty went what do they say on circling back when you go like viral?
Oh, I don't know. I know
Macro
they say
viral, macro or micro?
Micro viral is like
is 26 retweets.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to go viral because that's like I said something that was funny to 26 people.
yes.
Just where you want it. If everybody got it, there's a chance that it's a little low hanging fruit. But Young Gritty had something about Gavin McKenna turning himself back in, and that blew up. I saw like the young gritty thing on the
Serve your
feed. It had,
time.
I think it had like 700 retweets or something like
Fuck
that.
yeah.
That Gavin McKenna has returned to the police station to be like, take another look.
It's got.
I did that
it's got
shit.
1.2 thousand retweets at this point.
Wow,
Holy
what's
shit.
the tweet, Sean?
This is breaking. Gavin McKenna is expected to meet with State College police tomorrow. The expectation is he requests jail time instead of being drafted to the Maple Leafs.
Right on,
And
brother.
then he responded to it with your me when I purposefully spread misinformation over the internet meme.
Ah.
There you go.
Okay, so the young gritty in here said, yeah, but that's low-hanging fruit. If you were just to say Gavin McKenna would rather go to jail than be drafted by the Maple Leafs, that's low-hanging fruit. Not funny. Not calling you original on that.
The formatting
The
is
delivery is no one's doing that, young gritty. Okay, good fucking job. Your gift, by the way, has shipped.
I think the most important thing you could teach somebody, especially on the internet, is it's not what you say; it's how you package it.
Yes.
And that was young gritty, nice package. Way to go, pal.
Now, yesterday, we had a story from Chris Johnson that said Austin Matthews needed to, quote, see a roster that has been meaningfully upgraded through trades and free agency. I am not going to ask you, is getting Gavin McKenna enough to satisfy or quell Austin Matthews' concerns? Because you'd say there's still the offseason. It's what you're going to do next, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
But if you're Austin Matthews and you see the Leafs win the lottery the day that story comes out, and everyone's saying, okay, where should Austin Matthews be? Let's put him on the Kings. Let's put him on this team or whatever. Are you at the very least, if you're Austin Matthews, going, hey, now, I am actually taking you seriously, Maple Leafs?
It's certainly a good start.
I think the answer is just yes.
Yeah.
And there are cautionary tales of teams that have gotten high draft picks and said, okay, let's fast track this thing now. Let's sign all these guys and let's get into some bad cap situations. Don't do that, but the Leafs right now are in an interesting position, and Austin Matthews is in an interesting position.
I think I want to rephrase the way that you first put that as taking them seriously. I don't think winning the lottery makes you take a front office seriously. That is purely luck.
Sorry, you don't take the front office seriously. You never take the front office seriously, with all due respect to John Chayka. Work needs to be done there, but you take the situation you're in more. You take the position that you're in more seriously if you're staying with the Leafs. You got 2 more years on your deal. You've got still another star to play with in William Nylander. You've got Gavin McKenna, who is the best prospect since the last best prospect. And your situation is now not as much, well, what the fuck is this here? You're at the very least, if you're Austin Matthews, saying, hey now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true.
So we discussed this. The Leafs don't have, we did it more off the show yesterday, but we talked about what do you do if you're the Leafs and you win the first overall pick? Do you say, okay, see, Austin, we've got Gavin McKenna for you, you're staying? Or do you say, now we've got someone to build around, do we start moving some of these guys out? The Leafs, by virtue of winning that pick yesterday, have their unprotected picks traded in 2027 to the Philadelphia Flyers and 2028 famously to the Boston Bruins. So it's not like if you say, all right, let's move these guys out and let's just stink for a couple of years, build around Gavin McKenna, you're not getting those picks anyway. You still can say, let's move those guys out and build around Gavin McKenna. What is your course of action?
I mean, I think you're certainly at a fork in the road, and a lot of it depends on Austin Matthews and whether he wants to be there, whether or not you believe in the time frame in which his next contract, if there is one, is going to align. I don't know the answer. I think that if you commit to building around Gavin McKenna and reshifting the timeline of your team, you're going to have to swallow a very bitter pill, which is that in the next 2 years with unprotected first-round picks, you can be doing a major service to other teams, not only in your conference, in your division. If you are committing to building around Gavin McKenna and say in 2 years, you're saying we might not be a very good team, you could be packaging and gift wrapping a top 10, top 5 first-round pick to one of your biggest division rivals, and that is a very bitter pill to swallow.
Billy Joel in the song James says, do what's good for you or you're not good for anybody. And I think it's a good thing for people to kind of keep in mind when it comes to big decisions. Like it is what's, if I don't do what's right for me, am I actually making this bad for other people? The Leafs, I think, need to ignore that. They need to consider because if they feel like, what's right for us is to make Gavin McKenna the star of this thing, not have him in the shadow of Austin Matthews, not have him pressured to be something he isn't right away because Austin Matthews is going to want to contend. You know what? We're getting rid of Austin Matthews. We're building around that. That would be, I think, the maybe long-term what's best for them in that moment. But what it could likely do for the Bruins has to be considered. Like, they have to consider, if we go that path, what if we give the Bruins the first overall pick in a couple of years? Or what if we give the Bruins a top 5 pick in a couple of years? I think my move, if I'm them, is, listen, there will be conversations on Austin Matthews. Like, I think that there's a lot of interesting elements here, but listen on Austin Matthews, plan as though you are keeping Austin Matthews and will be a playoff team the next couple of years. Will be a fringe playoff team the next couple of years because you can be that.
I also think you have to consider the possibility of trading Austin Matthews, but not necessarily with a full-on rebuild in your mind. Like, there's a possibility that you explore trading Austin Matthews with ready-now pieces, and however many they are, like, you're probably not getting the best player back in return, but you can view it as a way to turn your current superstar and captain into a bigger number of useful pieces.
So it's like the Kings thing that I threw out yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, get a Quentin Byfield, get a Brant Clark.
I would be curious to see what that package would look like. I'm not sure they're getting both of those players, but something along those lines where you're getting like 2-3 really good players who may not be elite superstars, but like are very good players.
Now, teams talk about everything, and the Leafs need to know, or should want to have their ducks in a row in case anything comes up with Austin Matthews. At some point in the next, when's the draft? Month and a half? Some point in the next month and a half, the Leafs and Sharks are going to talk about Austin Matthews. And maybe it'll be for 5 minutes to take some sort of temperature, or maybe it would be, hey, like, what would something look like here? Sharks have the second overall pick. If the Leafs are...
By the way, we haven't... The Leafs,
Yeah.
the Leafs being like stunning at number 1 has taken away attention from the fact that the Sharks jumped 7 spots to go to number 2 when all they've done is pick awesome players in the draft for like the past 5 years.
Yeah, they jumped 7 spots. Wild. Should the Sharks be trying to get Austin Matthews? Should they fancy themselves in on that now? Because that pick just fell into their lap. That is found money. They were planning on picking 8th, something like that. 8th, 9th, somewhere around there, depending on who jumped up. Instead, second overall pick just fell into their lap. Austin Matthews is 28, turning 29. So I do think that he's still in a good spot for the Leafs to hold on to. And by the time, like, Matthews still should be definitely in his prime when McKenna's taken over the league in his 3rd year. So they shouldn't be, if they can keep him, they should want to keep him. But if Matthews does want out, I think the Sharks are so interesting because that satisfies the Leafs not having these picks to build around McKenna and like tank with or whatever. If you pick 1 and 2, and I'm not saying that the trade would just be 2 for Matthews, I think it would be more, but I think that would be interesting as hell.
I don't know why the Sharks would change their timeline, and like I just don't think that makes the most sense to me.
I think that if they did,
the Sharks already have their superstar that they're building around. They already have the guy down the like. The Sharks shouldn't be doing anything to adjust their timeline until they get a better blue line, until they load up on defense, become a more responsible team. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
you keep saying timeline though. Like, they're going to have a bunch of players that are all up at the same time. You do need it staggered.
Sure, but I also think that there's work to be done to readjust where they're at. And I think that right now, the Sharks are probably very comfortable with where they're at. I don't think that there's any urgency to really push this forward and expedite their bigger goals. And I definitely don't think that they're prioritizing packaging what they already have in terms of young players to get a star forward. Like, I think that if they're packaging some of what they have in terms of young players and staggering things, it's to get a defenseman.
I think that they, assuming they don't trade this pick for a star, but I would watch that pick. Okay? Like, the easy thing to say is stay there, keep staying the course, keep drafting the players. A team that was supposed to pick 8th is now picking 2nd, and they're knocking on the door of the playoffs. If they want to, this is, I think this is more of a discussion than you might think it is.
They're
but
knocking on the door of the playoffs in the most jokey, silly way possible.
Sean, what would you do if you're the Sharks? Are you like calling on stars?
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, I think I disagree with the idea that like staying the course is the easy thing to do. I think it's the hard thing to do because like I feel like when a lot of times when teams get close, they start sniffing around success. They want to make massive jumps, and then it bites them in the ass. Like which is not to say that this would and it's also not to say that it can't happen. Like I think it certainly could happen, but I think I probably agree with Pete that it wouldn't be the smartest thing to do. Like
I would just take Stenberg. Like, take Stenberg and just readjust from there.
I would take Stenberg or I hate the idea of picking that high that many times and never getting a defenseman. And if they think, and Dickinson was kind of high, but like if they think Stenberg's the best player, then cool. That's a star left wing. Amazing. Or if something happens and the Leafs don't take McKenna, then take McKenna. That's a star left wing. Amazing. But if you told me before this season that the Sharks were going to have the 2nd overall pick, I would say they should pray that Verhoff doesn't go 1 and that they can, and then they have Celebrini, who is amazing to lead their offense, and Verhoff, a big right-handed D who's good 2 ways on the back end. Like, that would be brilliant sounding to me.
But like you could still, you're talking about how many guys that they have up front, which I agree with. Like, they're just drafting a ton of awesome forwards. You can utilize those forwards to go get a defenseman. I think that taking Stenberg, to me, is the best available option on the table. And like, granted, I really like Stenberg a lot, and I would take him and like trade an Eklund, God forbid, trade like a Will Smith. Like, I think trading Will Smith would be a tough pill to swallow given his friendship with Macklin Celebrini and what they have there. But I don't think that taking Stenberg with the 2nd overall pick prohibits you from going out and getting a defenseman.
Yeah, I think Misa, might be the guy that they would. If you can move for like a youngish defenseman, then yeah. I'm telling you what, though, I want to hear some fucking rumors about them calling on Austin Matthews, though, because everyone's talked about Matthews to the Kings, and I think that would be spicy as hell. I'm not saying it's the thing that they must do, but I am saying it's going to get talked about. And that will be, in that division, fascinating.
Most predictable thing in the world is chat absolutely imploding at the suggestion that maybe Will Smith is a guy that they trade. I'm not saying you got to do it.
I love Will Smith.
I'm recognizing the importance of the friendship that is growing between your number 1 superstar and his best pal on his wing. But shit's a business, man.
Yes, absolutely. And I love Will Smith, but everyone but Macklin Celebrini is available. I would say, if I'm the San Jose Sharks. That pick is available.
Ooh.
A lot of the young players are available.
Somebody in the chat threw out Adam Fox. I mean, Adam Fox wasn't doing any favors to his future in New York this year talking about.
You trading Michael Misa for Adam Fox?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not worried about Adam Fox, but I'm careful what I give up to get him. And granted, the Sharks will be in on any and every defenseman, but I'm careful about what I'm giving up for Adam Fox.
I think Adam Fox is like potentially the best possible defenseman you could acquire.
Maybe I'd have to think about.
Like, I'm not the biggest Adam Fox guy, but I don't know what other defensemen are available that would be better than that guy.
What's his contract? He is at $9.5 million for 3 more years. I'm not the hugest Adam Fox guy.
Neither am I, but he's a very, very good player, and there's not much better available that a team would be willing to trade.
So, like, are you trading the second overall pick or Misa for?
I would trade
Fox?
Misa.
Interesting.
I would not trade the second overall pick because I like Stenberg so much.
Chat says, "What about Kesselring?" That makes way more sense to me. No, seriously,
Kesselring is not
Misa?
a number one defenseman.
I don't think that Adam Fox is a number one
That's
defenseman.
crazy. That's
I
crazy.
mean, he's
I
certainly significally better than Michael Kesselring.
Yeah.
No,
All due respect to Michael
I'm
Kesselring.
saying like the Sharks are going to be in, like I said, on any and every defenseman. I would rather give up less and get less than give up a premium price for Adam
I mean,
Fox.
Por qué no los dos? They don't, like Pete said, he's not a number one. Like, they're not filling the same spot in your defense, and you do need a lot of defensemen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
okay.
old guys who are UFAs, by the way,
Yeah.
like Trouba, Carlson, Anderson. I know he hasn't been great, but he still never signed with Vegas.
Okay, we're going to get to Steve Dangle in just a couple of minutes, but Avalanche take a 2-0 series lead on the Wild. The Wild go to Philip Gustafsson, and I'll be honest, folks, it doesn't work. He allows a goal on the first shot of the game. Wild answer right back, but the Avs take game 2, 5-2. I've got some thoughts about the goaltending of it all, but the series goes back to Minnesota with the Wild down 0-2. How you feeling?
If I'm like rooting for the
You think-
Wild,
you think that this is done?
I don't think it's done, but I think that Minnesota looks bad right now in a bad way. And there's a number of reasons for it. I mean, the goaltending situation is what it is. I think that Gustafsson was not good last night. It was a tough goal to give up on the first shot of the game, tough goal to give up on the first shot of the second period. That puts you in a bad spot. You can't really give the Avalanche any favors. And this is a team that can't kill a penalty. Like, they cannot kill a penalty. They gave up 10 goals in the first round to the Dallas Stars. Yeah, they didn't allow much at 5-on-5, but 10 power play goals, and that continues. They have allowed 13 power play goals for the first 2 rounds, or first round in 2 games.
Jesus.
That is not going to get the job done. Colorado just looks amazing. Like, they look like the best team in the National Hockey League, which they were during the regular season. They look like a team that can win any kind of game. And with Minnesota not having Joel Eriksson-Ek, not having Jonas Brodin, they're not at full strength, and those are 2 extremely important defensive players that you need to stop a team with that much firepower on Colorado's end. So if they don't get those guys back, I think they're toast.
Do you think this is... I still just want to fucking fight with people about Adam Fox right now. I'm not saying he's bad, but like that... You don't think he's the number one? Like, he doesn't kill penalty. Like, he's a really good player.
Yeah.
He's not my... I don't want to get him to be the face of my defense.
Like, let's to throw this out there. Like, I did not want Adam Fox on the U.S. Olympic team, so I'm not banging the Adam Fox drum. I don't know if you're the Sharks and you're looking at what's out there. I don't think you're finding anything better than Adam Fox.
Yes, I think I'm underrating him, and I think Chat's overrating him. We can settle there. Is this series about goaltending, do you think?
Absolutely
I don't think even close.
I absolutely do not think it's in like the top 3 things to discuss unless the Wild keep playing Philip Gustafsson, then we can have the conversation, because as I said yesterday, I didn't think that was the right button to push at the right time. Wallstedt has been incredible. I think obviously when you give up 8 goals in game 1, you can have the conversation and you can push the button without all that much pushback, but it's been very clear at this point in time that Wallstedt is not the problem. It did not fix anything by going to Gus in game 2. So just give the net back to Wallstedt and let's not have the goaltending conversation anymore because it's really not that big of an issue.
I think the biggest moment goaltending last night was early in the third period, the Wedgwood save on Tarasenko.
So
that
good.
was like the only time in these 2 games where I've been like, damn, that was huge.
Well, I do think that before that, the first shot of the second period was a dagger.
Yes.
Like Gustafsson had to have that. It was a fucking demoralizing goal to give up coming out of intermission when you probably tried to regather yourself. You're only down by 1 goal at that point, and to go down 3-1, like that's it, pretty demoralizing. But yes, the Wedgwood save, and Wedgwood has been really good, or had a really good bounce back game. Yeah, that's as much as I'm willing to talk about goaltending at this point.
Okay, we're going to set up our next guest with a little video of him in the last, say, day and a half. Sean combed through Steve Dangle's videos the last couple of days. Steve Dangle, if you do not know, is the quintessential Leafs fan. Really one of the legendary hockey creators, if you want to call it that. If you are new to our show or new to hockey, Steve is a very passionate Leafs fan who screams at pitches that Mariah Carey cannot hit anymore. And he is I have friends who, when the Bruins are playing the Leafs, they won't watch they'll mute the Bruins audio and they'll watch the game and then watch Steve watching the game because it's so entertaining. There's no one better to watch their team than Steve Dangle. Sean was good enough to put together a little supercut of his last couple of days here.
That's it? Well, did he make his hockey team good? Did he draft good players? Did he make good trades? I made a video. Overall, no, not really, no. Keith, you hired John, you hired Mats. Go away. 12 balls, 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 12 balls. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God.
From SDPN, please, folks, give a warm what chaos welcome to the great Steve Dangle. Hey, buddy. Oh, hey, cutie. Hi, Connie.
Hey, I wanted to introduce you to the victory puppy, Max. He's celebrating his first win.
That is a proper puppy.
Don't come into my house on the fucking day after winning a bullshit scam rigged draft lottery and bring puppies and think that that's going to deflect from the issue at hand, which is that you motherfuckers are full of shit and don't deserve anything good.
Let me cover his ears. This is a young and impressionable pup. Oh my goodness, Peter. Language. Are you upset? Why? I can't imagine why.
Who's the more likely to piss right now between the two?
I hope me. I just let him out before this interview because I got to tell you, this dog's success rate is poor since coming into this house a couple of weeks ago. You've been pooping a lot.
I mean, that is an adorable dog.
This is what an amazing. You're the athlete that brings their kid to the podium after the game.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to give you shit, and there you are. What's your last couple days been like? Because we've been talking about the Chayka of it all and what a mess the Leafs are. And quite frankly, Steve, we don't make everything about the Leafs because it's too easy. We try to get a little more. We try to reach for different branches, so to speak. But what's your last couple of days been like? Because the team's been very interesting.
Maybe the craziest 48 hours off ice since I started making videos about them in 2007. They made one of the most mystifying GM hires ever. Their CEO is an insane person who should never be in front of a microphone ever again. Which, thank you for getting that clip just so I could say it more than once on more than one platform. Keith, stop talking, for the love of God. You bring back Matt Sundin, everyone's pretty happy about that, but no one is happy about the direction of the team. And heading into yesterday's draft lottery, like, I'll just say, our company was completely caught off guard and grossly unprepared because none of us thought that was going to happen. Jesse wore a Vancouver Canucks sweater.
I did
Because
point that
we're
out
like-
yesterday. I was like,
Yeah,
how weird is it to see a Toronto Maple Leafs fan celebrating the Maple Leafs winning the draft lottery in a Vancouver Canucks sweatshirt? That is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
He wasn't being defeatist either. It wasn't even on our minds that they might win. What we were hoping for, because we're like, well, at least this is a realistic positive scenario, is they stay at 5. That was the best we were hoping for. We're like, you know what? It's a good story if Vancouver wins it. One? We were all stunned. We were all completely stunned, and we fired off all the confetti, and Max was surprised. He was very surprised. And we're excited. We're excited to watch Gavin McKenna together.
That's nice. You celebrated by torturing a dog. Famously, dogs love fireworks and loud noises. What do you do about Austin Matthews, and how do you think this affects Austin Matthews?
So, oh boy, the way it looked, because Chris Johnston wrote that article, and it wasn't encouraging about Matthews staying in Toronto. Everyone's like, well, what's the big deal? He's got 2 years left. Yeah, but it doesn't look like those 2 years are going to be any good. And realistically, it's a countdown to like a Quinn Hughes type of scenario where you're pulling the chute like the Canucks did. You see the writing on the wall and you're like, let's just get as much as we possibly can for this guy. Maybe Matthews sticks around and he gets to play with McKenna. Maybe McKenna, obviously gets to play with Austin Matthews. Or let's say the doomsday scenario stays. Let's say Austin is like, I still don't believe in the direction of this team. I want out. We're not talking about a rebuild that starts like a year from now or a year and a half from now. It started last night. Like, they got the first overall pick, right? So I think we just wanted some sort of path forward. Whether they're going to continue to try to squeeze something out of, I don't even know what you call this window, but call it the Matthews era. You're trying to squeeze something out of the Matthews era. You might still be able to do that, or you just completely wipe the slate clean and you start with the first overall pick, which is the place to start.
I think unless you're getting something crazy, I think you keep Austin Matthews, and I think that Matthews you should be able to have an interesting enough offseason now with the pieces you have to inspire Austin Matthews to stay. And if you just had a normal offseason without winning the lottery, you are still probably going to be close to a fringe-ish playoff team or whatever. And now it changes where maybe you miss the playoffs next year, or maybe you're what the Bruins were and you're like a wild card team that if you lose in the first round, you're still happy. The age of Matthews, and I am a little concerned that he's going to be washed earlier than some superstars, but he's going to be 29 at the beginning of next year. You've got 2 years of him with McKenna. Just fucking ride it out. You do not want to go to the bottom if you don't have to, and especially when you don't have your picks. That's what I do. I'm listening on any call I get about Matthews, but I am planning on keeping him.
I agree. Like, it's a little different when if they have the 27 pick, if they have the 28 pick, we're having a totally different, easier conversation. But they don't. So what do? Well, you have a first round pick next year. It's Colorado's. Like, we're not going to be in this situation where, like, imagine Colorado's pick somehow wins the lottery and the Leafs get whoever the hell is going to go first next year. It's just not going to happen. Unless it does. Edmonton, what's up? It's just not going to happen. And like, you make an interesting point with Austin and like the health status. Like, Minnesota can trade for a guy like Quinn Hughes, knowing exactly the kind of player they're about to get. Is Matthews ordinary, decent two-way center 30-goal guy? Or is he destroyer of worlds, Hart Trophy winning 60-goal guy? There's a whole lot of in between there. right? And he makes 13 and a quarter. Just so many question marks. And of course, they have like the most unhinged GM decision at the helm, making making all the choices now. This is going to be the most colorful offseason I think we've seen in a very long time.
Well, that's what I was going to ask is like the winning the lottery is obviously finding $100 bill on the street, but you're still putting that $100 bill in the hands of a potentially psychotic person with a bad spending track record. Like, what does it take this summer to head into next season feeling okay about the future of this team, or is McKenna enough to do that for you?
I mean, it's a hell of a start, right? It's better than not having McKenna. They still have a big problem on the back end. And like, here's what's great is the options. Like I've already had one person reach out to me and they're like, what if they trade number 1 for like number 3 or something like that and add assets and they get the defenseman that they need? Or what if they make some ridiculous trade with San Jose where it's like Misa and the 2nd overall pick or something like that? But
Said that last night, not to brag.
oh, there you go. There you go. So great minds, great minds. Here's what I've heard. And I said this a few days ago and then I heard it again yesterday from someone else. There are GMs in the NHL that are so bent out of shape about John Chayka being in the NHL again, being a GM with anyone, let alone the Leafs, that they're like, if he calls, I'm not even going to answer the phone. Chayka's problem when he was GM of the Coyotes wasn't his inability to make trades. And if he's not able to make trades, it wouldn't be that big of a departure from what we had before. Brad Treliving made a trade in mid-July, and his next one was about 3 days before the trade deadline. Listen, the Leafs have assets. Chayka's got a phone, and I highly doubt he looks at hockey the same way Brad Treliving did. We're going to have an active summer, man.
Horrifying.
Yeah, I mean, like that's not necessarily a good thing.
No, it's not. Like I made a video. For some reason, you have to pick a side, like when it comes to John Chayka, and I took all the Coyotes ownership out of it, all the scandals out of it. I was like, let's just look at his draft record and his trade record. And he had some good picks. He had some good trades. For the most part, I think he was mid generously, if not bad, right? So people talk about him like he's this 13-year-old wunderkind, young Sheldon, who they hired and they gave this internship to, and how dare you be mean to him. Guys, he was a grown adult man when he took the job at 26. He wasn't 26 the whole time he had the job. Like when all the scandals that happened, like he was a man in his 30s. Stop infantilizing this grown adult man. I'm sure he's learned since then, but he was a GM in the NHL because he convinced a group of executives, very rich people. Well, it was the Coyotes, maybe not. He convinced
one
NHL
very rich
ownership.
person.
Yeah, he convinced people he was capable of running an NHL team, and then he did, and he didn't do it very well. So what's he learned? Hopefully a lot, man.
Okay, what does he need to do this offseason? Like now that you have, and assuming Austin Matthews is staying, William Nylander is staying, and you have Gavin McKenna, what does he need to do this offseason?
They've got to get younger. They've got to get faster. They've got to get someone who can move the puck on the back end.
That's Darren Radish's music.
Yeah, it's Darren Radish's music. Well, and you know, it's funny, like, if you need a great puck-moving defenseman, this is actually kind of the great draft for it, just not at number 1. So that's a very interesting little wrinkle in everything. But
Yeah, way to blow it, losers.
Yeah, they couldn't break out of their own end. And, you know, we sort of forgot about this guy over the last 48 hours. Fire Craig Berube, dude. Like what are we doing?
So
Even 2 years ago, when they were good and they won the division and everything, they weren't an enjoyable product to watch. They managed wins, but they weren't an enjoyable product. Once the wins went away, Jesus wept. Like, that was a tough slog of an 82-game season to sit through 2.5 hours. Like, I would tell people on my channel, I'm like, listen, it's my job to watch this team. I don't know what you're doing. Like, it was bad. It was bad.
So I had this in my notes for yesterday, and we never got to it, but I saw someone else. Maybe it was Pagnotta. Someone said it, and it sounded better coming from them, which is, I think you don't fire Craig Berube because you can't have another press conference. You need to stop having press conferences the rest. I mean, someone else said this, so I'm like kind of stealing it from somebody. You can't have another press conference.
Or he's got to show up with an even bigger scar on his head to distract from whatever Keith Pelly says.
That guy is so nails. Like, listen, he's an incredibly tough dude. People talk about, oh, good person. Like, dude, whatever. Like, coach my hockey team. Coach my hockey team properly. Here's a fun idea. You have Matt Sundin. You have John Chayka. Fire the coach, and the CEO doesn't even have to be there. I don't think the CEO has to be there.
Well, that would feel rude. You gotta have Pelly there.
Like, he's not the CEO of the Leafs, and this is the thing that I keep hammering in this market, and I don't know how loud it is outside. Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment owns the damn Leafs, the damn Raptors, TFC, the Marlies, the 905, the CFL team up here with the Argonauts, and 3 esports teams. This guy's the CEO of all of it? Coming from the European Golf Tour? Because he was an executive at 2 telecoms? This guy doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to sports. He doesn't. If you fire the head coach, you don't need to have him at the press conference. Keith, holy smoke. No one in this sphere of men has ever heard of retirement or the beach or any of that. I don't understand. Please go away. My goodness, do something that looks like you enjoy, because it's not this. Get lost.
Chat saying just hire Bruce Cassidy. I would be very surprised if Bruce Cassidy is in the wanting to coach the Toronto Maple Leafs business.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he could have better jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be fun. That'd be nice. It sure seems like he's got Edmonton labeled all over him, don't you think?
Yes.
He
That
seems
would
to
be
be.
yes.
Yeah.
I got to ask, how long have you been doing Leaf fan reactions, LFR videos?
Since 2007. So this was season 19. This upcoming season is season 20.
Producer Drew wanted me to point out that you have been doing LFR videos longer than Gavin McKenna has been alive, which is pretty incredible stuff.
I've been doing LFR videos longer than Gavin McKenna has been alive. There's a video that I uploaded. The Leafs lost, I think it was 2-1 to Tampa the day he was born. And I'm older than their general manager. I am Unk and Chopped.
I remember finding out about you in high school. I believe I was in high school, and it was like the early days of YouTube where everybody wasn't putting out like 20 videos a week. It was just, you searched what you were looking for, you found it, and Tuukka Rask had played his first game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you had an unbelievable crash out. And I believe you were like in your kitchen, not even like in your, I don't know if you had your like room yet. I don't know. Maybe it was your like a really basic bedroom or something. But you were crashing out over Tuukka Rask, and that's how I found you. And I was like, I like this guy. He's funny.
I kept I shot my videos in my childhood bedroom, like across the hall from my parents. But I shot on a webcam that I had to plug into my computer, and the computer was old and kept breaking. So yeah, I would shoot at like different spots in the house. I shot off my dad's computer in the basement for like a month with his drum kit in the background. And I didn't get my own place until season 7. I think like that's hundreds and hundreds of videos I've been doing this a long time, and I don't think I've been very good at it for a long percentage of it. So happy to be hitting my stride.
I think I think you're getting better and better and better. And I will admit, it took me a while to be like into the Steve Dangle experience. And because I remember like in the Kessel days, I wasn't I wasn't consuming media that way. So I knew of you and I was like, oh yeah, that's the guy that talks about the Leafs. And I still think there was like a little too much optimism around the team at the time. So it wasn't quite my tempo. And then once they started to get bad, I was like, any of you guys watch this Steve Dangle guy? And everyone's like, yeah, he's been around for like 12 years now. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting into it and it's really, really good.
And 2013 must have been the tier harvest for you. You must have
amazing.
had a great time.
That's why I can only speak for myself. Like, that's why I find the Leafs interesting. Not because they're evil or they're this or they're that or whatever, is that sometimes people believe in them. Well, that's why I love them.
And that's why this is tough for me as a Bruins fan. Obviously, I wanted that pick. I didn't want number one to go to the Leafs, but an integral part of the Leaf experience is for you to have optimism and for you to have hope and belief, because otherwise, what fun is it to laugh at your misery when you don't even believe in your own selves? So we are in the hope stage, and that is giving me some solace here. I wanted the pick. That's it. But like you realize that this isn't going to go well no matter what. Like, you can have your joy now, but the hope is integral for the disappointment.
You know what I didn't like that I was getting a lot of messages and like just in conversation, people were like, I'm starting to feel bad for you. And that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for the Leaf experience. You gotta hate me, and then when they blow it, you get joy out of honking the sad clown's nose. And you don't give the sad clown a hug. That's freaking weird. Go to jail. So that lottery win, I think, allows us to get back to normal, where you don't feel bad for me. You enjoy my delicious, yummy tears.
Well, that's 72 McKenna jersey, assuming they don't hold one too many combines that you're not allowed to hold, and they keep this pick and draft the player. That 72 McKenna Leafs jersey is going to be fucking beautiful.
Oh, so two Leafs have ever worn 72. Travis Boyd. I think McKenna might outscore him pretty fast. And Matthew Schneider, who I remember being he was a decent Leaf. He was a decent Leaf. But that thing is going to, like, here's the thing. Everyone's got a Matthews jersey. Everyone's got a Nylander jersey. Everyone's got a Tavares jersey. Nyes has been selling a ton. But like last year, if it wasn't Nyes, like, who the hell were you buying? I haven't really seen any Cowan jerseys. Maybe you'll start seeing some of those, but because of how bad and depressing the team was, who's the next guy? Gavin.
Well, I mean, we've already seen a Gavin McKenna Leafs jersey. That's how bad this season was for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, there was a fan who wore a Gavin McKenna 72 jersey. So I guess congrats to that person for being an early investor, even though they got a Adidas Gavin McKenna jersey.
Terrible.
Not screen
It's
seen.
got the little ripples, not screen seen. That's not right. Can't do it.
Yeah. So, Steve, I'm glad for you. I'm glad for your business, because your business and your own personal brand thrives the most when you're in absolute misery. So I'm glad that hope is back on the menu, and the inevitable crash out and bag fumbling will lead to high yields for you as a businessman. But otherwise, outside of that, you can go fuck yourself, and looking forward to seeing the inevitable downfall.
Fuck you too, man. I appreciate it.
Give Max a nice big kiss on the dog mouth.
Oh, I mean.
Get in there. Oh, yeah. You can do a little more, but we'll say that for off camera. Dangle, you're the best. Everybody subscribe to SDPN. He is... we didn't play any of your screams, which I think is nice for the listeners' ears, but your scream on Ilya Samsonov allowing a goal in the first round 2 years ago. You know what I'm talking about?
The 2024 series, I guess. Yeah, he was quite bad.
You had a scream that is one for I put it in half of our videos, even if it has nothing to do with the Leafs or whatever. If we just need a sound effect, it's that scream. You're the best, Dangel.
You're the fucking best.
All right, later. That is Steve Dangle, who is celebrating his wonderful, fortunate Toronto Maple Leafs getting the first overall pick. A team that did not get the first overall pick, well, there were many. The Vancouver Canucks will pick third. That sucks for them, but I feel worse. I was talking to Amil from The Nation last night. Why do I come out of this feeling worst for the Flames?
Because they're
fucking
have
picking
nothing.
sixth. They have nothing, and they're picking sixth. They're the biggest losers, and I feel so bad for you Flames fans. That sucks.
Yeah, they just needed something to like believe in. They just needed something to build around. Obviously, they've got that new arena coming. The Flames need something, and they need something big. And you could feel bad for the Vancouver Canucks, but also the Vancouver Canucks just had a generational talent.
Yes.
And they fumbled that bag, and they've constantly fumbled bags over the years, and they're still probably going to end up with an extremely good player at number 3. So, like, the level of feeling bad is not equal to the Canucks as it is to the Flames, who are going to pick at 6, and like that's more of a who knows what we end up with.
And this is like you're picking sixth in what is like a 5 or 6 player draft. Like the top of this draft is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know these prospects well enough to know where the cutoff is, but from chatting, it's like 5 or 6 players. And what if it's 5 and you are picking 6th? That sucks so bad. My favorite piece of content, though, to come from last night, other than the one I got a front row seat for with Pete, is this from Eric Francis of Sportsnet. Harvey the Hound, the mascot for the Flames, brought streamers to the staff's draft lottery watch party, but alas, the Flames will pick 6th. And here is the picture. Poor guy was in disbelief, writes Lawrence Heinen. Look at that disappointment on his face. You just have Harvey the Hound sitting there, mouth agape, tongue out, tongue damn near down to his penis, just with the little hat on, upset. Here is where I wish Scorch were still in the mix. I know Scorch was the AHL team, but I think with all the misery they had going on, I could use a little Scorch.
I feel like if you are the mascot of an NHL team and your team just lost the draft lottery, you got to get out of there. You cannot be photographed sitting down at an empty, like in an empty function hall or whatever that was, with somebody right behind you, looking at you, laughing because they can't contain how funny it is. You got to bounce for optics purposes.
You got to do the
Michael
Michael
have the mascot
Scott
there at all.
What's that?
They shouldn't have the mascot there at all. The mascot should like run out into the party if they win the lottery. I mean, like we're celebrating now, but the chances are it's not going to go your way. So why would you have someone who really should only be around positive stuff there for most of that?
Even when Michael Scott fucked up the golden ticket promotion, he had a change of clothes ready. Remember?
Yes.
He like changed into like a t-shirt and sweats real quick after he fucked that up.
I also think that if you're the Flames, you have to have enough self-awareness to not have a lottery party. Because you probably know that that's not going to go well. Just don't do it.
Meanwhile, Chad asks, where do you think Sharky was? Sharky was doing something off of somebody's something last night.
Yeah, Sharky was upside down, naked on a pole with white powder all up in that mascot head.
Sharky was at clubs we couldn't even find out about.
Let's just say that Sharky has not been asleep since the lottery.
No, Sharky is, and then meanwhile, you just got poor Harvey. Also, Harvey looks like a mascot that is not designed to ever look happy.
Yeah, I do like look how sad he looks. Well, it's a mascot. That's how he looks all the time.
It's like, Sean, give me the camera. Like, yeah, Harvey's disposition is just like
Lifeless.
this at all times. Like, You won the Stanley Cup, Sharky. Like, get on the ice. I'm sorry. You won the Stanley Cup, Harvey. And Harvey's just like,
I mean,
like a toddler that you can't tell if they know words yet. And then when they talk, it freaks you out.
as far as I can remember, the only two Harvey instances I can recall, number one, being defiled by Craig McTavish, and now two, sitting despondently at a very sad draft party.
And damn, give me the picture of Harvey again. What do I say about the hands? If you hold your hands together like this, it's like an old fucking TV thing someone told me. Sean, come back to me. If you're like this, it just makes you look nervous. And he's sitting there with, not only he's doing that, it's like hands on the crotch and just with that fucking face. Harvey had a tough night.
He doesn't look nervous though. He looks like he has given up. He doesn't look like he's feeling anything.
He looks small. He looks like he just looks like he's packing it in. Go Flames.
Yeah, he looks he looks like he doesn't want to be there anymore. That's for damn sure.
I'm going to make a Fixing the Flames video. Okay? We're going to save the Flames.
Good luck.
Flames are going to be the team that we adopt. Very, very sad. Speaking of sitting there and looking weird, we've got some punishments that are coming out for the Barrie Colts. The Barrie Colts, if you do not know about this, had a very weird press conference after beating our Brantford Bulldogs in the OHL Eastern Conference Finals on Monday. After the game, and this happened a couple days ago, we didn't get to it yesterday, the head coach and the star player, Kayshawn Aitchison, took to the podium, and this was what they did.
Coach, words probably escape you after that one. Maybe you can try your best.
No one cares. Work harder.
Yikes.
Okay, Sean, big moment for you, a goal tonight. Hostile environment. What can you say about the way your goaltender played in that one?
No one cares. Work harder.
Questions?
Can you just contrast what you must have been feeling 6 days ago, leaving the arena, losing 6-1, and what you're feeling now?
Yeah, it's a good question. No one cares. Work harder.
Ben Rebbit, or shutout, what he did in Game 6, Game 5, I mean, it goes on and on.
Really good. No one cares. Work harder.
Cash, what did it mean for you and Colo to share that moment with the trophy?
Sean, come back.
No one cares.
We get it.
And it. We're a Kayshawn Aitchison podcast too, which makes this tough. I think we've all decided. I think the hockey community as a whole has decided we're just going to pretend someone made him do that.
Well, we don't have to pretend. The coach came out yesterday and said it.
And I don't know if that's the truth, but we are going to go forward saying he didn't want to do that. Someone made him do that. I don't think someone made him do that. I think that he was in on it. That was rough and brutal. But
I don't
he's
think
a
it was
young
his
man,
idea.
but kids make mistakes.
I don't think it was his idea to do it. And I think that the idea is really what matters here. And I think that idea came from the head coach who said that the idea came from him.
The idea doesn't matter. The fact that he did that matters. And that's fucking horrible.
I mean, if your coach tells you to do something, you're probably going to do it.
Especially
Yes,
at that
but-
age.
Yeah, but like
like
you're running right towards like this. He had nothing to do with it when we don't know that. We're in semantics here. Like that is the most cringe-worthy, fucking horrible thing that I'm deciding to put 0% on the player because I like the player. But the whole no one. I remember somebody, Sean. Where does the no one cares work harder thing? I remember some athlete. I don't know if it was in hockey, but they had a shirt on after they won something, and I fucking loved it. I thought it was really cool. But
I didn't know it was from something. I just know it's their like team motto from this year, but I didn't know it was from something.
It's a
beyond
thing that people say, but when I see people do it like that, I'm like getting very, I wake up at 4 a.m. and I don't sleep and I tell you about my workouts kind of energy.
So Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. It was just very, very stupid and painful, and just if you're a head coach, you got to know better than that. Like that is some really weird, pissy shit. And apparently the explanation was that they wanted to bring the whole team into the room and like celebrate together, but we're told that the room was too small to have the entire team in there. That is the weirdest possible response to that and like making the media pay. I will give credit to the head coach because he went on TSN Overdrive yesterday and like was very transparent and very forthcoming with like where that came from and, you know, offered the explanation as to why he was pissed off and why he was frustrated and owned up to it. So absolutely full credit for
why aren't you considering
taking accountability.
Why aren't you considering that that's not what happened? That he just did this cringy thing. I'm not letting them off the hook for like that. That's not a good explanation that I wanted to bring the whole team in for the press conference, which never fucking happens. So my way of fighting back was we were just going to say this the whole time. There's good reporting on this and everything, but like, this is what people are saying. I don't know if this is what happened.
Well, that's what that was the early report, like right after it happened. I think that he spoke to the OHL guy right after the fact, and that was the early report, and then that was confirmed yesterday when he went on TSN. So I tend to believe him when he says that, and I feel like this would be a weird thing to come out of completely nowhere when you just erased a 3-1 series lead and then you are in lockstep with you and your co-captain going up there and repeating that over and over again. I think that this was probably a spur-of-the-moment decision by the coach, which I'm giving him room to regret. And to his credit, he went on a big show yesterday on TSN and apologized and took accountability for it.
He gave an explanation for it. I don't know if he apologized and took accountability.
He did. I watched the whole thing.
He fell on his sword. But what I'm saying, like, I'm not quick to buy all of this. It doesn't make sense that he was planning on bringing out his whole team and that by them not letting you bring out the whole team, you're being spurned and I'm going to get them back.
That's a bad excuse and a bad explanation.
That's all I'm saying. I'm asking you to not be too, and you could do what you want. Like,
I'm buying his reasoning. I'm not saying it's good reasoning. I'm not excusing it's bad and stupid behavior. I'm buying his explanation as to why they did it.
I'm skeptical because it doesn't make sense to me. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen a team bring out their whole team for a press conference. I think it could be as simple. I don't know what the actual reason is, but I think it could be as simple as he thought it would be cool.
I think he definitely thought it would be cool.
Like this to me strikes me as like they thought they cooked. That's the more plausible explanation to me because the thing that they said has literally never happened ever before, ever. So like you fell on your sword kind of, but I think you did it in a fake way.
I definitely think that they thought it was cool. I wonder though, my big question is, at what point did they realize that it wasn't cool? Was it during the press conference? Because I feel like it would be hard to be sitting up there being like, we're fucking cooking right now. This is so like, I think that the first no one cares, work harder answer, and then the pregnant pause before the second question should have immediately told you that you're probably not cooking. And they really committed to the bit. The OHL media guy, I think, spoke to them right after the press conference. So it probably became pretty clear immediately that it was not cool and they did not cook.
So that was it. And Rory in the comments just said it like, I think he made up reasons and thought it would be cool and it flopped. So he had to backtrack. That's
big time flop, big time like acting like a baby, not being a good leader in that situation, dragging a player into it and making him sit there with, like, if you want to do that shit on your own, go for it, because that's a reflection on you. And like, you want to remove Aitchison from this, and I'm fully on board with that. But again, some people aren't going to, and you dragged one of your best players and a kid who has a bright future into your bullshit for a very stupid reason.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not buying the explanation. I think that there was going to be no explanation if people thought this was cool. And then I'm with you though, that like, if you're sitting there and it's just two of you and you are fucking drowning up there, you thought that you had bars and you keep saying the same thing and it's just fucking weird. And yeah, you're kind of in the position of power there because you're the coach and you just won and this is the star player or whatever. Like, someone there should have been like, okay, give me an actual answer. Like, okay, we'll say that you had said no one cares, work harder a lot and everything. But give an actual answer to some of these questions.
Somebody said this is Marshawn Lynch vibes. Even the Marshawn Lynch thing, like Marshawn Lynch was only doing that himself. And I don't think that Marshawn Lynch like particularly cared to look cool or badass or whatever. He just didn't want to fucking speak to the media and didn't want to give his time with that. And I got pretty tired of it after like the fourth time that he did it with a different phrase. But like at the end of the day, if he wants to do that shit and have it only affect him and people think that he's an asshole, by all means. It's the dragging Kachon Aitchison into it for me as a head coach when you're supposed to be an adult and be a leader, especially with young impressionable kids or young adults. That's terrible. It's a very bad look for that guy.
Sean, you said you're buying it?
I mean, I just don't understand why you would make up that reason. Like, I don't, what could you, like, just thinking, I can't wrap my head around a grown adult going into a press conference in that situation and being like, I'm going to do some shit because I'm trying to flex on OHL media. Like, So, and it also, like, whatever reason, it doesn't change anything. Like, I just don't understand why he would lie about that, because it doesn't change the fact that he did it and he looked like an asshole.
I think you want an excuse as to why, like, oh, sorry, we were upset because this thing happened to us, so that's the way that we went about it. And yeah, sorry, we could have gone about it better. That's a clean way to explain it, but it doesn't make sense.
Well,
because you weren't wrong.
I don't care either way. Like, regardless of whether or not you did it because you thought it looks cool or because you thought you were spurned by the OHL, like, it was asshole behavior either way. So, like, even if the OHL did,
go ahead.
No, like, even if the OHL like did decide they were gonna fuck you over and they're like, you know what, we don't like you, Mr. Coach. We're not letting you bring your players in. Like, doing that as a response still makes you look lame. So, like I don't. If even if he is lying to like make himself look better, like, it's certainly not working on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I do agree with chat. Shannon said it's too stupid to be made up. Like, that's kind of where I landed. I was like, especially, it's too stupid to be made up immediately on the spot.
But then again, he's stupid enough to do it.
It's like it's the worst explanation, though, that doesn't make sense. If it's made up on the spot, then there should be holes in it. I don't know. I don't really care about I was just surprised that you like believe that. That's like extra reason to make fun of this guy, I think.
Well, I think it feeds into the stupidity of the whole thing, but I think
he thought he cooked.
it.
I think he thought he cooked.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who is cooking. PWHL expanding to Detroit. Kid Rock is bringing the PWHL to Detroit, folks. I kid. Not Kid Rock. But next year, there will be expansion in PWHL, and we know of at least one team. Detroit City. Amazing. Love it. Fantastic. League thriving, getting stronger, getting bigger. How you feel about Michigan getting a team?
Somebody's going to make the playoffs there.
I'm glad there's more like middle America teams.
I mean, like,
and they are
real
playing
answer,
at LCA.
This is awesome because Michigan, great hockey state. Detroit, great city. Are they playing at LCA?
I do not.
Yep,
no,
they
are
are.
they?
Yep.
They are? That fucking
Instantly.
rules.
At least it says they're debuting in the 2026-27 season at Little Caesars Arena. So I don't know if they being real technical, it could just be their opening game, but I'm assuming that they're playing their opening season there.
That's huge. My wonder, and I'm sure that we're not the first show to discuss this, what do you do when you're a fan of the league and you have a team that's not in your city and then they expand to your city?
Then I think you switch to your city.
You have to do your city, but that's got to be tough.
Don't have
if you're
to,
like
but
all in and like really devoted to watching every game of this team, and then suddenly you're like, okay, I'm not really going to care anymore. That's got to be tough.
Yeah, but I think it happens a lot. I mean, like, people in Seattle had teams. I think like a lot of people in Seattle were Canucks fans.
I mean, look at what happened in Utah with the jersey
like
giveback.
Jersey giveaway. Yeah, that's it happens quite a bit, and I feel like you just fall in love with your new team and you kind of start anew.
Yeah, I mean, people who like aren't sports fans move to Boston and then just get into all the Boston teams. Maybe sort of something like that. But no. Like
Well, I think realistically, like if you are such a hockey fan that you fall in love with an out of market team, you're gonna have an easy time falling in love with the new team that arrives in market.
Yeah, it's probably a case by case basis. Like I tried forever to find an EPL team, and I've just accepted I don't have an EPL team. I'll watch Premier League, but I don't have I've tried to years ago pick Chelsea and be like, okay, I'll like Chelsea. That'll be the team I care about. They had Christian Pulisic at the time, but I didn't have a real connection to them, so it couldn't happen. So whichever team speaks to you.
Sean, I'll ask you this as Mr. PWHL. I did see that they made some changes to the expansion draft rules, which I thought was going to happen because I know that some of the players after the last expansion draft were not very happy, given that they had kind of settled into these new teams and then suddenly were yanked away and didn't really have much of a say in the matter. Do you know what the new rules on the expansion draft are?
I do not. No. Although
I'm glad that they changed them.
I looked it up, and the first article from the AP says PWHL to eliminate the expansion draft and revamping rules to add up to 4 new markets. Yeah, so I guess there is no player draft, but I'm not going to try and sit here and read this whole article right this second. But yeah, they definitely seem to have addressed it.
Are you seeing that players are unfollowing Rogers on
I saw
Instagram?
that McDavid did.
Yeah. I think I've seen other ones as well.
What's that about? Do we know?
I think it's some sort of, I don't know. Maybe it's like a commentary on Leafs owning everything. I don't know.
All right.
Noah Cates, by the way, is out for the rest of the series. I did see that they called up Jet.
Okay.
So, Flyers fans, you are in good hands.
Is Owen Tippett back? That's my big question.
It would suggest the fact they're calling up forwards tells me no, but we'll see. Habs Canadiens kicks off tonight. We will be at Centre Bell for Game 3. Absolutely cannot wait. We'll be in Montreal, though, for Games 3 and 4. Not sure if we're going to go to the game. You're doing something with your hands.
What?
You have something to say?
Nope.
Oh, you were going like that. Joe Yerden, the great Joe Yerden, tweeted that Lindy Ruff was asked this morning about how the Sabres are a little bigger than the Habs, and he said, quote, "I've got to be careful talking about size. Many laughs were had." Sean, I love this because you guys might lose to the Canadiens, but you're not going to stop dunking on the Bruins.
Yeah, I mean, Lindy is who Lindy is, and I love that. Yeah, Sam Carrick might fucking play tonight, by the way.
That rules, dude.
Like, out of fucking nowhere, which would rock. I tweeted earlier that they should have him bang the drum and then just skate onto the ice for the opening into the starting lineup. But yeah, no, I mean, fuck the Bruins. You want to talk shit? That's just gonna get thrown in your face for a while.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, even as a Bruins fan, if your coach comes out and says some shit about the other team and then you lose, it's fair game. At least I think it's good behavior for this one day before the series starts. Then you move on. Credit to Lindy Ruff. It's a good burn. I respect it.
What if they just kept spiking the football throughout the playoffs and that was like their thing? You know, everyone has
then that
like
becomes loser
there's
behavior.
Like Pink Pony Club is our song, or they have like a post game ritual or whatever. Just like there's a thing that you associate Gloria with like a team's playoff run. What if I don't think it's loser behavior. I think it would be hilarious if the Sabres the rest of the playoffs were just like, I thought we weren't as big. I thought we were too small. Oh, yeah, nice one. And they won the cup.
Win the cup, you can do whatever you want, I guess.
I think that
don't want someone to pimp your home run, pitch better.
At some point, I think that it becomes like loser behavior to constantly latch onto the one insult that was lobbed towards you before this whole thing
nothing's
started.
Nothing's loser behavior when you're a winner.
That's fair.
Not bad.
Owen Tippett is on the ice, by the way. Noah Cates, Christian Dvorak are not.
The Sabres, we've talked a lot about the Sabres power play being really, really bad. They were 1 for 24 on the power play in the first round. I have said time and again, it's not a death sentence. You can suck on the power play, you can not score on the power play, and you could still make a run. Teams do it all the time. The Avalanche were not good on the power play in the first round. They still swept their series. It can be done, but you don't want to do it. There's a piece in The Athletic from Matthew Fairburn and Shayna Goldman on the Sabres power play struggles. Sean, I sent it to you. Did you check it out?
No, I did not.
It's very good. And I don't know if it makes me feel better about the Sabres because I don't know how much of it is fixable, but bullet points basically I wrote down. They're bad on faceoffs. They lose puck battles. Tage shooting is too predictable, and their entries are bad. Other than that,
the fucking drop pass entries drive me crazy. Like I get that. I get that Seth Appert is smarter than I am and smarter than everybody who criticizes him.
Maybe.
But the drop pass thing is just such a terrible look when your power play isn't working well, because it like looks bad to people who don't know what they're talking about. And then the power play like reaffirms their thoughts. So, yeah, the entries certainly none of it's been good.
Like I understand. I understand that I'm a fan of a team that has Connor McDavid, but when teams have bad power plays, and it drove me crazy with the Bruins, it was one of the Krejci years. It was like sometime within the last 5 years or something, but they were just like drop pass city, or they'd try to set up a pass to enter the zone. Like, I feel like, and a coach would tell me I'm an idiot for this, entries should just always be carried in. Just have a guy fly into the zone and hope for the best. Like, that to me...
You don't always have the guy, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I watch McDavid, so I'm like, just do that.
Just have that guy. Just put that guy on your team.
But I'm more likely to scream when it's a pass or a drop pass entering the zone and you turn it over and then there goes 35 seconds.
I would much rather you just fucking dump it in than try to do a drop pass at the blue line, because the number of things that are bad that can happen to you are much lower versus a drop pass.
Yeah, and the Tage shooting thing is also interesting because, like, that's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, that power play is designed to end with Tage Thompson scoring a power play goal, but and a lot of power plays have and the story points out, like, it's when your power play is that predictable, it like sets you up for going viral. Of like, you knew it was coming, and they just kept feeding Tage, and you couldn't stop it. Or like Ovechkin in his office, or Leon at the goal line, or whatever. But like, there needs to be some variety of like someone just fucking shit up. That's Josh Stone's music.
Yeah, I mean, predictability is not the issue. It's the number of options that you have. Like,
another way of putting it.
Yeah. Like, if you have a variety of options, a team can know what you're going to do and still not be able to stop it. Like, I feel like the Avalanche are a pretty good example of that. Like, they do a really good job of moving the penalty killing unit around, but like, you have McKinnon and you have Nachas, like, and you have Cale Makar. Good luck. Even if you know what their plan is, good fucking luck. I do have an update, though, on where I stand on this series.
Oh, yes. What is it?
After further thought, essentially it boils down to there are two teams here that I really like. But if there's one team that I'm not even willing to adorn their gear, and there's another team, their gear I was willing to buy while they were playing my team in a playoff series, I have to root for the Sabres here. It's very selfish of me It's very selfish of me to consider the fact that I have a futures bet on the Canadiens I like the Canadiens as a hockey team, and ignore the fact that they are my team's biggest rival. Like, I have to root for the Sabres here. And as another element, like, we do a podcast and we each have a different rooting interest. It would be very stupid and selfish of me not to root for the one team alive left on this podcast. Like, when the Oilers were the only team in it, I rooted for the Oilers for DJ's happiness when they were playing the Panthers. So I have to pull for the Sabres in a thin margin here.
I don't even really care about because like I rooted against the Oilers. I don't really even care about the me of it or the I say that because I did that.
I've seen
I
you
don't really
root.
care
That wasn't rooting, brother.
because I was being respectful because I don't have a vested, like I would have been an asshole if I went full Sabres on the Florida Panthers while you're there in a Stuart Skinner jersey or whatever one you were wearing at the time. But yeah, I don't even care about the me part of it or the show part of it. It's just like the principle of it. You're a Bruins fan. Your biggest rival is the Red Sox and the Yankees. You don't ever get to root for the Yankees under any circumstance. And anybody that's playing, like I had a T-shirt when I was a kid, very cheesy, but I have two favorite teams: the Boston Red Sox and whoever's playing the New York Yankees. Like that should be you. You should have two favorite teams: the Boston Bruins and whoever's playing the Montreal Canadiens.
I think
so.
Pete,
I appreciate you acknowledging that.
Great work. It seems like you made like a pros and cons list and like mapped this out and thought like I liked though at the beginning, and I said it the other day. Like, yes, Pete wearing the proverbial round 2 shirt could be viewed as a little spineless, admittedly on your part, but I would always rather someone do and be who they are and feel what they're feeling, as long as it's not harming anybody. Like, if you're feeling like, you know what, I just like both of these teams, don't fucking come on here and lie to us and make up some sort of thing because you feel like it's what makes more sense or whatever. Be yourself. But I
still
do
think
think
they like the Canadiens.
Yeah, but I think that you've like let it sit. You've thought more about it. Clearly, you've come to, I think, a rational conclusion. I think that it does feel more right for you to not be on the side of the Canadiens. Few people in the chat saying that I now need to root for the Habs for balance. No, because I need to do what's in my heart, which is
T-shirt.
I watched every Oilers game this season. And the team that I watched second most by far was the Sabres. I watched the Sabres as many games as I could this year. I'm not a Sabres fan, but I love this Sabres run. You want to say bandwagon?
Beck Malenstein jersey.
Absolutely. I have a fucking Beck
behind you?
Malenstein jersey.
Yeah.
I love this Sabres team, and I love it for Sean. This thing that you guys did for me, I'm doing for you. Sean famously didn't for me. What a bad guy.
I was following my heart.
If there's a T-shirt, I'll wear it though. We talked about this a little bit before the show, where like I feel uncomfortable wearing Beck Malenstein jersey, saber-tooth hat at Centre Bell because I am not. That's going into enemy territory, dressed in threatening garb when I am not at my core a Sabres fan. Like, I think that you can wear
Especially
a bunch of
with
Sabres
me.
shit because you hate the Canadiens.
I hate the laundry. I've already decided that I'm not going to show up to Centre Bell in fucking full Sabres gear.
You're not.
No.
Okay.
Because like I'm not going to get my ass kicked or beer thrown on. Like I had enough of that while rooting for my own team in KeyBank Center. I'm going to go full Rob Lowe. I'm going to wear the shield when I go to Centre Bell. And I am still hoping for a good series. I'm hoping for a close series. I don't hate this current Canadiens roster. I really like their brand of hockey. I really like their roster. I don't like the laundry. But at the end of the day, if you had a gun to my head and said, pick a team, I will now get off the fence and say, I'm on the Sabres lawn.
Sean, you just sent me. They do make a round 2 shirt. I'm looking at it. Looks just like the round 1 one, except it's.
You're surprised by that? You thought they were going to go. Fanatics was going to go a whole new design for the shirt that has a market of just DJ Bean.
I thought they might have like a team on it. That just looks like. You know what I might do?
What do you mean? That's the
teams.
same shirt.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
What I might do, I've got some like
Just commit to it.
I could upcycle my round 1 shirt because I've got
Put
like
patches?
some stuff with Canadiens logos on it. I'll just sew the Canadiens over it, cover up the 1 with the 2.
I don't know.
Am I spending $50 twice on fucking series shirts?
I don't know, man. I think that if the Sabres go on a Stanley Cup run and you have
set.
a shirt
And one side of it
commemorating.
is just like so thick because I've stacked a bunch of patches.
No, I'm saying if you had a different
Collection.
shirt for each stage of the run that you picked up along the way, naturally, it'd be very funny.
Sean,
You'd be like the only person on the planet to have that collection.
I mean, I'm looking at some of I like this hat, this round 2 hat.
Ooh, chat saying painter's tape.
Oh,
Painters tape out, yeah.
that's not bad. Sean, I might do a little order for pickup and have you swing by. Would you be willing to do that? Would you pick up? And I'm getting stuff for Pete
Yeah,
too.
but why not get it yourself?
I just don't know if they're gonna have it in Montreal. I feel like Montreal's like, we don't sell fucking wearing the second round shirts.
I feel like that's getting pumped out to everybody involved. That doesn't seem like that's a team. I don't think the Buffalo Sabres are asking for those T-shirts to be made to be sold in the Buffalo team store.
But they're more of a like, well, this may never happen again kind of fan base. Let's get all of the shit in the store.
I feel like this is made for every team for every round. But I guess
Okay,
I don't know that.
I guarantee that the
But-
Montreal Pro Shop does not have I've never been to heaven, but I've been to the playoffs t-shirts.
Well, that's different.
That's 'cause that's in English.
I'm saying exactly. These I think are standard issue. But I will say if Sam Carrick plays tonight, I might need to make a trip to the team store myself anyways, in which case I certainly can pick you up your T-shirt.
Oh, dude, that would be amazing. That'd be sick.
Sam
though, if they
Carrick
had some,
white?
like, je n'ai pas been to heaven, but j'ai been to
You got to make that.
je n'ai pas, as much French as I can remember from middle school. Je n'ai pas, I have not been to heaven. Fuck, I don't know how to say, but I have been. I'll figure it out. I'll guess, and no one will be offended.
We're almost to the end of today's show, and neither of you have wished me a happy Pete Blackburn Day.
The 5-6?
Yes.
I was more. I was like, you're about 4 months too late there.
Why?
Was 4 months ago.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood. Not
that's
bad.
what I thought you were trying. That's what I thought you were referencing.
That was
I
Happy
like,
America Day. It's not just about me. It's about me and my
fair
people.
enough. It was for a bigger cause.
Yes.
Je n'ai pas been to heaven went over way better than I thought it would.
I mean,
That'd
I thought
be
it
the
was
cancellation of this show, and I'm getting okay bilingual.
I said I was going to get mildly xenophobic yesterday, and you thought you attempting to speak French was going to be what gets us canceled in the whole Habs situation?
The lady Julep has it. Someone says, je déteste heaven or whatever. The Julep says, je n'ai pas been to heaven, but je have been in playoffs.
Yeah, please do that. Just an absolutely butchered French shirt that you made yourself.
With the saber-tooth hat,
Well, then
I will get
you would
shot
be in
with
the
a
shit
gun.
then. I was going to say you will be in the shit then.
Chad is taking several of their best guesses.
Dijabin. Truly unbelievable.
Man.
That is that true? Someone said there's 0 Quebecois in the chat. That'd be so funny.
I don't think any of this is real. I'm not trusting any of this.
Please make that a shirt. Shouldn't have been to heaven. All right.
Please make it with just write it on a white tee, like a Hanes t-shirt with Sharpie. Just make it real shitty, as disrespectful as possible.
I think that we've already gotten there. Short King stand up says Tipratsky. Happy 5-6. Yeah, congratulations to Pete. I could relearn French. I could try to. We could do a little on the way up. We could do a little.
We're not doing that.
We could do some audio books. We could do the tapes that teach you how to speak a language.
I'm down to do an
Rosetta
audiobook,
Stone.
not of that. Please.
A little Duolingo.
Please, how do you say please in French?
Please in French. S'il te plaît.
S'il te plaît.
S'il te plaît.
Let's see. It's like s'il vous plaît.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. S'il te plaît. I've
We're
never
working on
been
this.
to heaven, but I'd like to go, s'il te plaît.
You don't say please.
I'd like to go, please. And the Buffalo Sabres say, coming right up. We'll end ya. Give me the Slate, Sean.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, Rosetta Stone says, I can teach that my language, my Rosetta Stone. Look at me censoring the word bitch. Canadiens at Sabres. Game 1. Sabres touching the cup here, Sean. At 7 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. You catch that on TNT. No PWHL tonight. They're saving it for Detroit. But Yep.
I was going to say this earlier. I was shocked there was no mention of the PWHL game last night during the PWHL talk.
Yes. MPP? Triple OT?
Triple OT, yeah. 1-0 win. There was damn near 90 combined saves or something like that, or shots on goal in that game.
That series is bonkers.
Good thing they're right back at it tomorrow while the Fleet and Charge have 90,000 days off between games 2 and 3.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just the most absurd shit ever.
Oh, someone says we should do Kel Chaos.
Kill Chaos?
Kel.
What's
what? Quel. Ducks.
Sounds like a Kel McCarr podcast.
Kel McCarr. What does this mean for Kel McCarr's Norris candidacy? Ducks at VGK Game 2 in Vegas, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That is on TNT.
Oh, I totally forgot that the Wild don't play until Saturday.
Right. We are now in the 3 days.
That is very big for them, honestly, as they look to get a couple of guys back.
Or try to have some rust build in for the Avalanche.
It's true.
They've been playing so well for so long.
You're saying that the other team's going to be
Same
affected
break.
by rust when you're in the middle of a series that you're playing together.
Yeah.
Penguins have already been eliminated. No one could be affected by rust.
We need to do that. If the Wild
I appreciated that, Sean.
If the Wild win,
DJ didn't have any time for it.
if the Wild win Game 3, we get to do. Was the Avalanche's rust showing?
I just ventured to look at my mentions on Twitter, and Eric Stevens of The Athletic wrote about a William Eklund trade.
Really?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
I mean, all I see is somebody just screenshotted that section of the article. It says, with a surplus of skilled forwards, because they use William Eklund as a trade asset to address their suspect defense.
Oh, I need names. You
got one. William Eklund.
Just William Eklund. Yeah,
That's all I need.
that is. Oh, I need a little more. Give it to me. We'll be refreshing to get as many stories as we can. Sean, let's hit some super chats, please.
Agnes says, please don't be too mean to Gus Bus. The defense was shit from a butt. Also, yay for Detroit. Hoping DC is included in this round of expansion. Shit from a butt is harsh.
So that caught me off so bad.
Shit from a butt is pretty harsh, but fair play. I'm not trying to be mean to Gus. I just wouldn't have gone with him last night, and I don't think they'll go with him again. The Sam Zidat said, I get to watch live today because of a delightful May snow day. Thanks for the content. Go Avs.
Whoa.
May snow day. It's crazy.
There's snow in Colorado.
Tabby Finster. Oh, so there's snow in Colorado. That means that the Avs don't need to do some bullshit AI on their graphics. They can use real snow.
They still
will. Tabby Finster says, new Blues goal song. I am in Missouri. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I've heard. Yeah. A lot of people have done I'm in Missouri.
I thought someone.
They're not worried about it right
someone
now
was
because they're not
breaking
playing
news. Thought someone was breaking news about a new Blues goal song. I was like, that's a kind of an odd time to announce that one.
There you go. That's the new goal song. Zalong Bauhaus, Detroit PWHL team. They are playing at Little Caesars, the main arena. It's not the Man Arena anymore.
Pete's calling it the Man Arena today. Real good.
They instantly have the nicest arena. They instantly have the nicest arena in the P-Dub.
I mean, that's because the Red Wings have
the nicest arena in every league they play in.
Yeah.
In the National.
We don't do that.
And the NBA.
Producer Drew, please chirp Steve Dangle for LFR being older than McKenna. I did. Thank you, Producer Drew. Appreciate you. Bengorius, Gary Bettman needs to leave. All right. He's not going to. We've asked him. Said, I'm not fucking leaving. Also, Marty St. Louis said that.
Only commissioner anyone would ever ask.
That's true.
About when they're going to retire.
David Abbott, Keith Pelly is Mike Myers in disguise, surely. The Austin Powers of hockey, some are saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yummy loser point. Zach Werenski for the second or a first overall.
I mean, if I'm
the
the
Leafs were even
Sharks,
close.
I am absolutely offering that. But if I'm the Blue Jackets, I am saying...
Fuck that guy.
to to Mike Greer.
To fuck that guy.
If Mike Greer calls and they said, "Hey, we have a message from Mike Greer. He wants to give you the second overall pick for Zach Werenski."
Fuck that guy.
Oh yeah.
All right. Barthez Battalion says DJ going to be a focus of SJ Twitter later derogatory. What was that have been for?
I said they're going to
trading
talk
Will
about
Smith.
Austin Matthews.
I also followed up.
No,
by
I think it was
saying-
specifically Will Smith. Was the
I
problem.
said Will
Oh,
Smith,
yeah,
though.
yeah. Pete said Will
I
Smith.
said Will Smith first. I just
Yeah.
threw his name out there.
Yeah.
So I hope there's another super chat from Barthez Battalion. What Chaos Sharks ops confirmed? Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's all encompassing.
You're welcome, DJ. It was initially you were in the target, and I opened it up to the whole podcast.
Look, I am not worried about it. Like when you throw out hypothetical trade stuff, it is guaranteed that it's going to be met with like, what the fuck? That's never going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Like the Seth Jones thing back in the day. Like people are going to say you're living La Vida Loca because until it happens, it doesn't make sense. Why would this team do it? So every time we throw out a hypothetical, I expect the fans of both teams to be like, we fucking hate you. We would never trade that guy.
So I learned my lesson in year one when you're talking about Seth Jones, and a year later, Seth Jones was traded. But I do think that we need to put a cap on the hypotheticals that we throw out there because you can't take a victory lap.
We're not going to do like William Eklund. We don't do like real, sincere William Eklund for Connor McDavid trades. It doesn't mean you can just throw out anything, but any hypothetical trade you throw out is going to be met initially with like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
Because it hasn't
least
happened.
one
that's
side.
part of the reason why I don't like hypothetical trades all that often is that the reaction is always no. But I also don't like overdoing it with the hypotheticals because it waters down the hypotheticals. And in the case of the Seth Jones one, you called your shot. I was like, I don't know about that. I don't think so. Which is, again, to your point, everybody's initial reaction to anything. But when you make you make it count,
Yeah.
it's easier to take the victory lap.
Yeah, and I like really am not doing that to take victory laps on like, oh, hypothetical trades have turned into real trades before. Like, if so, AFP Analytics would just be flexing on everybody constantly for correctly predicting contracts. What I'm saying is don't take offense or be mad if you say, hey, I would trade this guy for this guy or whatever, and that team's fan base is like, oh, we're gonna fucking get you for that. Like that's expected, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Then we got Rory Soros. Sharks should trade second overall for Jeff Skinner.
Yes.
All right.
Finally.
Let's be nice to Jeff Skinner. Barthez Battalion is back with a third super chat. What chaos paid off by Big Pacific to sabotage the San Jose Sharks confirmed?
Big Pacific sounds like an evil oil company in a Pixar movie.
Yes, Big Pacific.
Also, I don't think that Big Pacific needs any help being sabotaged based off of what we've seen this season. Gabby Nicole says, happy National Nurses Week to all my fellow whatnot nurses. Thank you, Gabby. Let's not take away attention from the fact that today is my day. Beck 13.
Nice try, though.
Where are y'all hoping the remaining expansion teams land? In the
gotta put one in
PWHL.
Alberta.
Yes.
Yeah.
No more in the NHL.
That's right.
You got to put one in Alberta.
Yeah. Yep.
Alberta, like Colorado, maybe.
There's no California teams, right?
Yeah, but I feel like you got to wait for that. You can't put one too. Like if you do California, you got to do Northern California. It's got to be the Bay.
Why?
Because there's no like you're gonna fly. You're gonna have one team all the way in like the Southwest when most of the league is Midwest, Northeast.
I mean, you got Vancouver, you got Seattle. You're already
have a
on the
partner,
West
at least.
Coast.
I don't know. I feel like you would at least go to like Denver or something before.
Yeah,
you move
Seattle
all the way
being
out
there helps.
What about Columbus? Columbus has shown that they'll support a hockey team no matter what it looks like over the past 20 years. So
Good point.
absolutely go for that. T. Pratsky, Short King stand up. Happy 5-6. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Eli W. How is Young Gritty affording all of the gifts? I don't know.
Questions you don't want the answer to.
I don't know. I hope that he runs out of money soon because
Savvy
I can't take it anymore.
Savvy investments.
Trumpeting Swan, the McKenna Leafs jersey is going to look amazing on the wall. Everything is coming up Leafs. I don't know what wall you're talking
about
It's
everything.
not this wall. Yes. Yeah. One thing comes up Leafs and
One thing.
everything's coming up Leafs.
Everything's positive.
Infinitely, I mean, but it's infinitely greater when one good thing happens to the Leafs. That's the way I put it.
Yeah.
Mathis Larson, top cheese button. Let's fucking go.
Oh, yeah.
The Shadier Twin, still want to hear your hypothetical trade between What Chaos and another podcast. I don't even know which podcast we would trade with.
I think we got to use jerseys as like cash considerations or trade chips or like draft picks. That's the surplus of the show. I
wouldn't trade anything from this podcast, whether it is set design stuff
I could
or
give up
people.
I could give up one Canadiens jersey. We have two
Yeah.
Canadiens jerseys,
Yeah.
both blank.
one
I don't know
Sabres
why that
jersey
happened.
because you famously have so many Sabres jerseys that you don't want anymore.
I've got two piss jerseys that I am ready to send out the fucking door.
Burning a hole in his penis.
That's right. I've also got a Jordan Binnington jersey if anybody wants it. I'll send all of those to Morning Cup of Hockey in exchange for Johnny Lazarus. Would love Johnny.
Just Colby doing a podcast with a bunch of jerseys.
Yes.
Yeah, Colby in a room by himself with the
Just
worst jerseys you've ever seen.
Screaming at jerseys instead. Just like looking straight down at the floor and screaming at jerseys instead of Johnny.
That's a trade I'm absolutely willing to make. Let's do it.
I did see this morning, I was watching Morning Cup of Hockey, great show, and our friend Burned Oils, who is like a very angry person in this chat, is like a Colby Cohen fan and was like asking like, Colby, wondering your takes on this sort of thing. Hilarious. I have only seen Burned Oils saying really mean things in our chat.
Calling us gay and asking Colby some solid hockey questions, apparently. That's how that person spends their day. The BMACD, give Buffalo a PWHL. What are we doing if not?
I think we're a little far away from that. They didn't exactly sell out KeyBank when they had their takeover tour a couple years ago, and I feel like a couple cities are ahead in line.
League's in a different place.
Yeah.
Buffalo has a different relationship with hockey right now.
True. That's a good point. I would like to see the takeover tour come back.
Their lacrosse team fucking sucks now, so got to have a second good team in that city.
Pete's cooking.
Famously.
Turbo J, you think McKenna says no to playing with Matthews? I think he says no to playing in Toronto. I think that he values his education and really wants to make sure that if hockey doesn't work out, he's got his brain in the right place and ready to... I mean, look at your GM. Your GM was like, man, hockey didn't work out. At least I can become a French fry salesman. And it led him back to hockey. So I think Gavin McKenna is probably considering both that he can work in hockey, but also should put together a future somewhere else as well. Sean, is that it for super
This
chats?
is why I didn't want any trade talk. None of the three of us are getting traded. You can't trade any of us, okay? And also, people are saying trade for people that we have on the show. We'll just have those people on the show. Top Cheese isn't going anywhere. I did want to do a postmortem with Patrick Paz.
We could trade for Gene because Gene cannot come on the show.
That was a video that I wanted to do back in the day where we trade Sean for... We trade one of us for Gene. I forget what it was. And do you remember this, Sean?
Yeah, vaguely.
I
think it was me.
I think so. And it was there were consequences. Like Bob and like Mac T or something were talking about whatever stuff. And you're just chiming in being like, I looked up the third biggest province in Alberta and it's this or whatever. You're just like hitting them with fun facts. They're not having it. We don't have a producer for the show.
Yeah. That I feel like, no disrespect to Gene, it would be easier to cover up my deficiencies if I were taking Gene's role than it would be if Gene doesn't know how to press the buttons. I don't know how the show's gonna look. But I think we're both better off where we're at. And you also did, yeah. I wasn't gonna call it out, but someone in the chat pointed out you did say the biggest provinces in Alberta.
Oh, in Canada. I'm sorry, I meant.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Alberta. Although if Alberta gets their wish, and there might be provinces in Alberta. But yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I got a little political. Did not mean to. Okay, let's keep the super chats going.
That's it.
I'm talking to the audience.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Keep sending them.
Continue to super chat. We can talk about the Sabres game tonight, brought to you by Sports Interaction, Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook. Sports Interaction, Ontario, only 18+. Please play responsibly. The Habs and Sabres play game 1 tonight. I'm looking at an Alex Tuck anytime goal. I'm looking at a Tucky Tuck, okay, at home. Sean, are you mad you're not going to the game?
I think it'd be a little ridiculous for me to be mad, but I certainly would love to be there. I think the atmosphere is going to be awesome. I would go to every Sabres game for the rest of the time if it was an option. But I'm not going to be mad that I'm not there. I'm going to be happy for the 19,070 people who are there, except for the ones wearing red, because I am very interested to see what the Habs representation is like.
19,069 of your closest friends, you might say.
Well, 19,070 in this case, because I won't be in the building.
Can we quickly point out that the under did not hit yesterday because of a late
because of
empty
that,
net
yes.
goal that was absolutely not necessary.
The Colorado Avalanche scored a late empty net goal, Pete?
Yeah, but I mean, it was absolutely not necessary. They were already up by 2. It was a pretty devastating hit.
Yeah, but we were close. Our heart was in the right. But we bet within the spirit of the result.
Yeah, we were spiritually correct.
We'll talk to Sports Interaction. We'll get it all sorted out. But I like a Tucky goal. I'm thinking like, what's going to give a nice second round pop in this game? Tucky at home is plus 180. I like it. I like it a lot. And that's what I'm doing. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only, 19+. Please, begging you, please play responsibly. We have some more super chats that came in late. I wonder why. You guys are the best. Y'all are the best. I'm sorry. Young Gritty says Young Gritty. That's a deep cut. Stephanie Mills says, okay, DJ, you convinced me. Claire Bear says, what Chaos musical episode when? I do need to know if you mean an episode where we talk about music, or a musical episode suggests that we break out into song.
One of those we've already done on Patreon. We had a very good musical episode this past weekend. Got rave reviews. A lot of people said that was their favorite Patreon episode yet.
Wow.
And so I would tend to, we had a lot of fun ones, and I really loved the Traders run of episodes. Yes. We had so much fun watching and talking Traders. Need that to come back soon. But this one,
we should be talking fucking Frankie Taylor Paul on The Bachelorette right now.
It's happening, right?
I don't know.
I
wish he wasn't a fucking crazy person.
I saw rumors that they're actually thinking of airing that season, and if they air that season,
I saw that as well.
Then I will tap in. I'll watch that. And
I did not see that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
So stay tuned. We may hitch our wagons to some TV shows.
It technically isn't in the summer when I have more time. I don't hate making the Patreon a little more educational if people want it. If they don't want it, then won't do it. But every episode lately is a musical episode, isn't it?
That's true.
Like
drops.
There's true. You're not getting harmonies like that on Pardon My Take.
Tessie.
Although PFT commenter, pretty good guitar player. Right. Yeah, Tessie, you got a lot on there. Turbo J says He doesn't. He jumps on it. Tuck to Leafs July 1. Oh, Tucky to Leafs? Nah, Tucky's
Tuck's
staying,
coming
man.
back, it seems. I don't hometown discount question mark?
You're going to have to kick
Tuck
him
really
off that
wants to be-
Stanley Cup parade.
Yeah, you think you're going to
Alex
sign
Tuck
him
might
off
be-
the duck boat?
Alex Tuck, I think, has low, like, sleeper candidate for, like, gonna be the most visibly drunk guy at the parade should they get there.
Zach
Especially
Benson.
with the long hair. No, but
Zach
Zach Benson seems like he seems like the kind of kid who'd get very red when he gets drunk. But like I feel like Tuck is gonna, like, with the hair and everything, is gonna look.
He is going to,
and he's like an older man.
So no, Zach Benson is going to be so red, and he's going to crawl back into the sewer from which he came in the middle of the Stanley Cup parade.
There's two candidates for me. There's Tucky. There's Alex Lyon. I don't know Alex Lyon's consumption
Alex
habits.
Lyon-
He's a
I would
he's
not
a
be
man of
surprised.
Yale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. If he was straight edge, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Like I could totally see that kind of crazy being 100% natural.
He strikes me as someone who doesn't need to drink to be the life of the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, although
I
he did
believe
say that they drink beers.
Bowen Byram was very drunk during the Colorado Avalanche Stanley Cup parade, so don't rule him out.
It would make sense that the kids, like, they have a little bit less experience getting drunk. So like it would make sense if someone like Benson. I would love it if it was like a Logan Stanley though, like a guy who's just like a guy who barely got invited to the party, being the drunkest one there would be pretty funny.
I forgot. That's what I remembered. Bowen Byram from the Avs Stanley Cup parade. The police officer yelled at him, was like, "Get back in the crowd." He was like, "I'm on the team."
Oh, yes.
Sir, you're not supposed to be on this side of the barrier. He's like, "I literally am. I just won the Stanley Cup."
That's so rough. All right. Very fun day on the show. Thank you to Steve Dangle, and thank you to all the super chatters. It's been a blast. Keep an eye out. We have taped the Fixing the Oilers video. That will be out at some point, I believe, maybe early tomorrow, but I'll tell you what, I don't know if we'll necessarily be able to do it, but like, maybe it's because I watched the lottery, and maybe it's because I'm interested in what the Leafs do, and maybe it's because the Flames just got fucked. I don't hate applying this, maybe in not as deep a dive, but like, I feel like I'm going to be spending a lot of time on Puckpedia in my notes, just like sketching out fixing some of these teams.
I believe it based off of how much work you did on the
Yeah, we
Oilers
go
one.
deep on this Oilers one. And it is why I texted Bob Stauffer this morning. I don't think he's texted back. I said, if I see one
He doesn't
more thing,
text, he just phone calls.
he calls. If I see one more thing from like credentialed writers being like, well, it seems like their options are trade for Jordan Binnington or just run back Ingram and Jari. No, it fucking isn't. You can fall. You can eat a lot of money. You can light shit on fire and say, we will not return this shit. There's things you can do, and we discuss them. It'll be in a video tomorrow.
Young Gritty, it says Young Gritty twice, and odds SPKCE, hashtag get more Mormon, hashtag get your soak on. Silver Nails says
Soak
still
up.
want an awards breakdown, please.
I-
We can do like a explaining the awards type YouTube video before the NHL awards.
Yeah, we can do that. I thought you were going to say, like, discuss the merits of each person and everything. And I'm like, we're more of a did the OHL coach make up his excuse kind of show. We don't really have most of the awards things that have come in when it's been like, weigh in on these finalists. Feel like we just give each other a look and we're just like,
Selke finalists are out today.
keep
We don't
talking
have to
about whatever
discuss
else
it.
we were talking about.
Yeah.
Who are the Selke finalists?
Selke finalists are
Suzuki,
Suzuki, I believe.
who's gonna win it?
Yeah, who we got? Anthony Cirelli, Brock Nelson, and Nick Suzuki.
Good for Brock Nelson.
He's old.
Yeah. Is that a Lifetime Achievement Award?
I saw, and
his
I don't know
decrepit
if-
old body is still racking up award nominations.
Hey.
Good for him.
That guy was good in the Olympics.
Isn't
He
it
was.
weird that he's like such a good two-way player and way too old?
Jesus Christ.
Doesn't that freak
I
you out
saw
when you
it.
think about?
From the, I don't know if this was directly from the Colorado Avalanche stat truck, but and he's not going to win this one more than likely. It seems like Suzuki will. The Avs and Nordiques have never had a Selke winner.
Ah,
Look at that.
maybe start. I mean, it's because they don't dress for the job they want. They don't dress like Selke winners. They dress like other teams. Shout out everybody, by the way, who gives us little like tips for Avalanche stat truck things. If there's something that is way too specific, they'll send it our way and be like, hey, just a heads up, the truck's on it. Really, really good.
Yes.
All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.